so maybe a little bit loud with the wind and the tractor. But I was able to get the tractor finally out here. It's a 4320. It's about 40 horse. Had it gone through, it had been sitting so long that it needed some care. Now the soil, this is what the soil looks like. It hasn't rained in a few days, a couple of weeks. And I mean, you got cracks big enough for me to put my hand in. I mean, those are 1.5 inches. That's what I'm dealing with. So the first implement that I've gotten out here is this ripper. I brought this on a car hauler behind the Toyota Tundra. So I had a fairly heavy blade on the back, box blade with hydraulic rippers, and I had the bucket on the front, but I took those off because I was trying to lighten this as much as possible. So you've got the tractor, the cab, and then the wheels are full of a fluid. They call them loading them. It just adds a lot of weight to the back, especially when you're using a front attachment to keep it from pulling the back end up. Gives it a lot of stability, a lot of traction, but so it's weight. So I got it here. I put the ripper on it. I'm using, instead of a regular quick attach, I'm trying these pats, and I still got some adjustments I need to do. But this way you can attach the pins very easily, very quickly, and then you had to manually do the top link, whereas the ones I'm used to, you do all three at once if the implement is designed for that. Not everything I have, and I don't want to be limited to having to buy ones that are specifically quick attach ready. I need to get some more pins, because right now, other than these hard links, there's nothing to keep this from sliding off. These do a good job, but I'd like to have a pin and a washer right here to really hold it on. Now I have had it down 1/2 to 2/3 of that shank, and this is what it's doing. The goal is not to disc it to do like a tiller or whatever that just inverts, pulverizes, mixes everything, but just to put a single rip through there. I wasn't sure how this tractor would do, if it would be able to handle more than one shank, and apparently it's only going to be able to handle one shank, at least for now. I've got it in 4-wheel drive and had to use the control up front to keep it from going all the way down. So because it just can't handle it, and that'd be too much of a rip at once. But I'm going to do about 3 or 4 passes just to see. I'd love to do this with a rain coming, because the goal of this, break up the hard pan, and when you get a rain, for the rain to be able to soak in, instead of having a layer of clay that'll seal it off, let it get down deeper, let air get down in there to start helping the roots get down and loosen it up and build some organic material. The bad thing about me doing it right now, and I'm not going to do more than about 3 passes, is, I mean, as dry as it is, look at the size of these clods. There might be just a smidge of moisture in there, but that's just clay. But that's going to let the air get down in there, and it's actually going to dry it out even more. And we have highs in the hundreds for the next week. The next chance of rain is about a week from now, and it's going to be in the hundreds until then. But I just want to get 2 or 3 passes done, see what it's going to happen in this dry period, and if we do get some rain, will this area look significantly, noticeably different than the other area? Also, to see how the tractor deals with this plow, with this ripper. The other thing I got to be careful of, because of these big clods, and you see that one, is I'm going to be bringing a brush hog and probably getting a roller crimper out here and see how, if there's too many of these big clods like that, that could roller crimper would just roll over it. Although with the clods are bringing it up, it's not going to crimp. quite as well because it needs a good contact with the ground for those chevrons to work. But the brush mower might hit those a little more than I would want. So that's part of this year, is learning this land. I mean, it's been a few decades since I actively ran a tractor on this land, you know, back in the 80s. So it's been 40 years, 30, 40 years since I've ran a tractor out here. See what the land is, how the land acts, what grains and other plants are here. The equipment that I've got, what equipment do I need? This is learning. Now here's some volunteer rice. So this field has been in rice the last 2 or 3 years. So I've got volunteer rice coming up, and it's actually heading out. It's not a ton, but there's some out here. But I'm gonna do one more pass and maybe just drive around a little bit. One of the good things about this particular tractor, it's got just under 500 hours in it. It's got a decent radio. I might change that out for something with Bluetooth, or some kind of a Bluetooth adapter. But it's got air conditioning, so the cab works. It's got air conditioning. The air conditioner works really good. So I've got it in 4-wheel drive. It's this lever here. This is the lever that brings the implement on the 3-point up and down. So if I pull this back, you see that? And then when you put it forward, it'll go, you can go all the way down, but that'd be too far. This little lever here, you bring that up, and wherever you set that, you kind of set it down like that, and then when you put the implement down, when you hit that, that's kind of your gauge that you can set if you don't want it to go too deep. It is a hydrostat, so this goes backwards, this goes forwards. You rev it up, hit the pedal, and you start moving. I don't try to go as fast as I can. I think I can go just a little bit farther down. So I'll move that down a little bit, move that down a little bit, and I'm trying to see how deep I can go to make a furrow without being so deep that it's gonna, in some areas, bog me down. So the engine stays at a certain RPM, and speed is based on how far I press the hydrostat pedal down. I push it farther and I go faster. I don't want to bounce too much. And you can see how big some of these weeds are. I mean, there are weeds that are as tall as I am. You can hear this thing bogging down a little bit. If it's too much, then I'll raise the implement up just a little bit. Kind of do it by feel and by sound.